Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am very excited and nervous, and I don't know why. I'm not even in the damn thing. But I feel like I'm
Um,
gonna throw up.
for some reason, my live thing on the computer isn't wanting to work, but I don't know. I haven't messed around with it yet, so maybe I'm doing something wrong.
I've tried to do it on PC before. Have not figured out how to do it. It is a pain in the butt.
All right. Let me see. All right, we've got David in here now. It looks like.
Yo,
Um, hello.
what's up, guys?
Hello. Hello.
Oh.
All right. Well, it wasn't quite working the way I was wanting it to, but as long as we're alive.
Yeah. So I figure it's the guy. Um we could go over some of the casting updates, when people can expect to hear from Nick, next episodes, all that good stuff. It's good to see you, Maddie.
It is good to be here once again. I think the last time we did this was in the summer, I want to say.
Yes, I
Yeah,
think
so
so.
that's crazy. Um, I like I said to Noah, I'm nervous, and I don't know why, because I'm not in the damn thing. But I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Well, I believe in you. Let me
I'll hold it
I
down.
wonder I wonder if I could join from my laptop. Let's see. Um
All right, looks like we've got quite a few people in here. So yeah, we're gonna kind of go over some updates and stuff for where the series is at. But if anybody has any questions about anything they've seen or anything like that, just let me know. Drop it in the comments. We would love to answer any questions that you might have for sure.
Oh, that's sweet. I'm genuinely so happy that this is getting the love and care it deserves.
No, it's been great. It's like as soon as we dropped Nightwing, just things have like shot up. I mean, we've gotten like
I'm so happy.
close to 6,000 followers since the start of this week.
Oh,
So it's great to finally have it like, finally getting some traction.
as it should be. Like, it's great. I'm so happy.
We just we wanted to, you know, really make sure that we were doing the character justice, and so we started auditioning Nightwing last summer, um, and we didn't make a decision until just about a week ago. So there was a lot of consideration, and we sifted through a lot of people, and yeah, we didn't want to make any decisions until we were sure. And so yeah, we'll get more into that and what that looked like. But yeah, it feels so good. David and I were talking about how nice it is to finally have like that big piece that we were just waiting to click in finally happen.
yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah, that was the final hurdle, honestly. Because we have, I don't know how much we've talked about the next couple episodes and the main villain of the next couple episodes. Um, but we had our main villain of the next couple episodes cast like basically from the beginning. He turned in a fantastic tape, only needed to read one guy. Um, Episode three, by the way, Freaky, interesting name, is it should be out during the summer. Episodes three and four uh coming to a screen near you. Um, but yeah, we we had so much luck and favor with basically everybody. I mean, obviously, oh, my earbud's dying. Obviously, I like. didn't have to audition. But then everybody else that did, like, killed it immediately, right away. And then our original Nightwing dropped out. He's just like kind of retiring from acting. Wants to go a different direction in his life. I wish him the absolute best. He's a great guy. But that kind of left a hole in production for us, right? So I reached out to some buddies that I had worked with over the last couple years, and nobody really felt like the right pick, to be honest, until Nick did his third read. We had Nick read three times. The first time, you could tell wasn't quite familiar with these characters, at least not as much as we are. And then the second time, the acting improved because his acting was always great, but the acting in terms of the character improved a little bit. We're like, maybe he's definitely looking into it. Let's give him another week, give him some resources to pull from. Go say, hey, go watch this, go read this, all that stuff. And then literally like the next read, it was perfect. Like all three scenes we had him read.
Oh, there goes that. Oh, so it was incredible, and it was a big weight off of our shoulders. I actually had Noah create a listing for Actors Access to reach out to actors around the world for it, and we didn't have to do it, so it was good.
Yeah, we had like there was our process. For this, it's got a lot of heavy scenes, just kind of like focusing on like what the heck is happening. Nightwing's younger brother, who we thought was dead, is back. So there's a lot of like really heavy scenes, and so that's what we did for the read. We wanted to be sure that like that the gravity of the situation that Nightwing is in right now could be portrayed. So we did that read over and over again. It's a scene with Nightwing and Tim, and just so fun seeing that dynamic on the serious side, the big brother, little brother action. But then, we had done that scene countless times over and over again, just to like, really lock it down. And then, for the final read, we did kind of like just a cold read situation with the fun side of Nightwing, with just like the banter between, Jason and Nightwing that you'll see eventually, and just nailed that to just on the fly. So it's been great. Like, wanted to really make sure we could handle that side of Nightwing, the serious side that isn't always commonly portrayed, but we wanted to have that. And then as soon as we saw, like, I can't even explain, it was like, he's a fantastic actor, but just less familiar with the characters. As soon as he had done that research, some references that David had sent him, like, check this out, this is Nightwing. He led off the call saying with, I really hear the way they talk and stuff, which is true, even though this is like live action and grounded, there's just kind of like subconsciously a way that we anticipate to hear Hero's sound. And so in all the previous reads, it was so incredible, but like very grounded. And this time when he came back for the final read, it was just that slight little edge of those inflections and everything that you hear from these comic book characters. I just heard it, and it was like, yep, we ended the call. And it's like, all right, let's offer the role. Yeah. I know there's a lot of questions that I've been asked. I'm trying not to.
Will there be any Tim? I have no prior knowledge. Yes. Watch episodes 1 and 2. They're out right now. Go to, I believe we have a link tree in the bio of this profile. It's got where you guys can contribute to the series if you guys would like to. It's also got the YouTube channel. So if you guys want to go check that out. At the end of episode 2, you get a little sneak peek of Tim. And then we get a lot of Tim, episode 3 and on.
So for reference, the Bat family that you're going to see is Nightwing, Robin, Tim, and then Jason, obviously. But
we have the Discord as well if you guys want to join.
Yeah, I'm constantly posting updates and stuff in there. So definitely, if you have Discord, check that out. It can get crazy sometimes, but a lot of good behind the scenes information and stuff like that. So, but yes, so it's Jason, you see a lot of Tim for sure. See a lot of the, Tim and Dick interactions, and then a lot of Tim and Jason interactions. And it's so fun. It was so fun writing these characters, and just the closer we get to like bringing all of them together I'm just so excited.
So Maddie, I want to get your, whenever we released the cast, because, okay, let me backtrack on this just a little bit. Comic book fans of Nightwing know that Nightwing is Romani, right? He's been portrayed as very white for a long time, but he is technically Romani.
Correct.
So one of the things that we kind of wanted to do is see if we could cast somebody who could capture that classic essence of Nightwing while also bringing a little bit of representation there if we could, and so people seem to be very happy about that. People also seem to be very happy about the fact that Nick is just a gorgeous man. I mean, he's just a beautiful human. I remember whenever early in the process, I told Noah, I was like, I shouldn't be the best looking dude on screen when I'm with Nightwing. It just shouldn't happen. So I'm very glad that we got a true Nightwing locked in. But I wanted to know, whenever we released the promo for him, the pictures and everything. Obviously, haven't seen him act or anything yet. I imagine you haven't looked at his IMDb or anything, but just initial reaction when you saw the pictures, as somebody who's a big fan of this, what were your initial thoughts?
Cool, he looks like Nightwing. But like I didn't read the caption yet, so I was like, what are they putting this guy on for? And then I clicked it and read like a normal human would first. And I was like, oh, they casted Nightwing. Wonderful. That's what I would assume he would look like if Nightwing just jumped off the page.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people know he's Romani, and that's like that made me a little happy. And I'm like, oh, they really did their research.
Yeah.
This is good. This is why I like this series. But I do think that kind of representation is really important, and I think it's gonna get like that much more love, just because it proves that like you did your research, and like it's as accurate as it can be. And by the way you guys are talking about him, I'm assuming he also jumps off the page like a comic book character.
Yeah, Nick. So I met Nick on set last year. We did. I don't know if you guys have seen like those vertical shorts that are becoming really popular. They're ridiculous, but they're basically like these vertically filmed short dramas. They're always written really poorly, and they pay pretty well for like how much work you have to put in for them. And so I live not too far from Atlanta, so I do a lot of those. And I met him on one of those. He played my brother, and it was kind of funny because he was like playing the good guy, and then I was kind of playing the bad guy. So it kind of like works with the Nightwing Jason, dynamic. But yeah, but like I knew he was a good actor from that, and that he really understands the process. He's super bright. We played chess while we were on set together, and I as soon as we had gotten, I was like, he might be good for this, because I knew that we were thinking of it, but I wanted to give it some more time, see kind of where everything was at, explore, other options as well, just in case, because like Nick's general demeanor doesn't exude Nightwing in all of Nightwing's glory. Like Nick is very charismatic, but he's got a little bit different voice than Nightwing has. Carries himself slightly different. He's not as sarcastic. So I was like, he has the look. He's a great actor, but maybe he's not right for the part. And then fast forward, and we're like, we gotta read somebody. So whenever we did get his reads and we saw the progress that he made in just looking into the character, like one of the questions he had was about the voice. And for me, I know I've talked about this on live before, that's where I start with my characters in general, but especially with somebody like Jason, who doesn't talk or act like I do. It's very important to establish kind of, that whatever timbre is there. And for him, it's the opposite. Like I told him as kind of a note right before the final scene that we did, I was like, in the comics, it's like, you're familiar with Green Lanterns, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, well, there's also like blue lanterns, and basically like their rings are powered by a particular emotion. Blue is hope, and Superman exists on Earth, but the guy on Earth who is most fit for a Blue Lantern ring, stated, is Dick Grayson. Like, he is the epitome of hope. So you should hear that in his voice. You should hear that confidence. You should hear that type of upward timber, right? And he just nailed it. So we're super excited. I don't know if you can tell how giddy I am, but yeah, it was a giant weight off of our shoulders. So I'm glad to hear that the fans of the comics love it. Also, the fans on here really showing some love to Nick. Don't think we're not perusing those comment sections.
I'm not. The last time I did, I was blushing because it was Johans and he was just announced as Tim, and I was like, I can't look at the comic section like anymore. I can't do it because I just like my face turns red, and it's not even about me. I'm just reading it.
Somebody said all I need is a hair tie and leave the suit on. I was like, okay, all right, okay. What are we doing?
We're getting a little too comfortable on this app, guys. A little too comfortable.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Crazy. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm literally printing right now, just to my left, Nightwing suit right now. Working on that stuff. So it's super exciting. There was another comment about props and stuff. They're all kind of interesting. Just designing, putting my own kind of like twist on character design is super fun. And just like gradually developing and hinting at all the little different interpretations. I still see a lot of people being like, why'd you go with this version? Like, why does Red Hood look like that? And it's like, okay, somebody's not a real fan.
Yeah.
And also
spitting.
Yeah, we'll get there. It's all part of the process. It's all part of the story building. He's not going to come fully equipped. You will see him work his way into his hero level. So yeah, I've loved doing that. The hardest prop that I've been working on so far is probably, it's less of a prop and more of a set, but the Batcave is being built as part practical set, part green screen. So one of the walls is going to be green screen to expand and, show off things like the Batmobile and the vastness of the cave, while the small section that most events that you'll see in the series that take place in the Batcave are going to be like a real set. And so, yeah, I'm super excited about that. I've been like trying to pick my brain on like how to incorporate all the different elements, physical elements and stuff that you will see. I just referenced one of them in the Discord, so if you're not in there, go check it out. We're getting a call back to some things. And yeah, just that, I'm so excited about that. I've been working on that build this week and stuff too, so it's going to be super sick.
Oh, and there are weights in there, so don't worry. You are going to get a shirtless Nightwing and Tim training montage at some point in this.
We'll have to record some BTS of the morning, everybody getting their pump going before filming.
Are they ready for like the fan edits that are just going to explode? Have you warned them about them? Feral noises. All right.
Listen, we have it written.
Yeah.
You're going to see like, primary casts are also jacked. Like, we have to show that off. It's what the fans need.
That's one of the things that we actually, like, prior to offering the role to Nick, we were like, hey, man, just want to be so clear on this. The fans are, like, they're going to love you, and you're going to get some messages and comments that are going to be interesting. So just be ready for that. He's like, what do you mean by interesting? It's like, just, they're going to...
Open mind.
Yeah.
Open mind.
They're just really going to like you, But we do, we do lean into it because, it's just like, it's just like you lean into, putting action scenes in the episodes. People who are watching it want to see action scenes. They want to see Jason versus Dick, you know what I mean? So it's like we have a large constituent of people who also want to see, you know, a Nicholas Seller shirtless. You know what I mean? So we're gonna do it.
There's
But
an expectation if you're a superhero, you know.
You gotta have
Yeah.
this shirtless montage.
Yeah,
It's a
it
canon
is.
event.
So
yeah,
there we'll see, post fight a battle injured Nightwing shirtless for sure.
Noah, question for you on here. It says, if you can share, what's your favorite Red Hood scene that you wrote?
Um, my favorites. Um, that's hard. I'll go by episode. Number one, obviously, like, and the interrogation stuff, so fun. Number two, um, I know there's not much happening, but the opening scene I really love in episode two, just because without like David saying anything, we see just through the newscast and what's being said there and his reaction, brilliant acting on David's part. Just we see so much without being told, and I love that. So that's less writing, more so just like seeing it all happen. Then episode three, really hard because I can't give away too much. I really love all of it, but there's the scene that reveals Black Mask, and all of his horrible personness. So fun. It's true Black Mask, and it's so fun. Episode four, there's a really big scene, super dramatic between. That whole episode's crazy. It's the one we did the read of Nightwing that's like super heavy and stuff.
Yeah.
Tim, and then the other half is super heavy with Tim and Jason. So it's like so much. That episode is strictly dialogue. So I think overall, episode four is my favorite in terms of writing because it's just you see everybody's side of the story interacting, and so it's like
Yeah.
super just like no action in that, but I've said before in previous lives, I think fans are gonna like love it. It's like the midway point, and it's like a breather from the action because the previous episode's gonna be like slap you in the face action.
Helix, you can check it out. Link is in our bio to the YouTube. We got 2 episodes out right now.
Yeah.
So is the Indiegogo account.
Yes, that too.
Ah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that
Has somebody
episode
read
4 people are gonna love.
What's yours, David?
I saw somebody, my favorite scene. I actually, the one that we were talking about earlier that we haven't written in yet technically, but we're kicking it around, and we're probably thinking about putting it at the beginning of episode 4.
Yeah, which is gonna even that episode's gonna be actually insane for you guys.
Yeah, it's gonna, well, because like for me as an actor, obviously it's really fun. I guess I can kind of answer this question from O'Clancy as well, from earlier. It says, "What's your favorite part of playing Red Hood?" That'll tie into this. My favorite scene and my favorite part of playing Red Hood kind of go together because it's really like the Red Hood is so human, like he without giving away too much about that scene, he gets really mad when the people he loves and cares about get hurt, and he wants to defend them. And he's kind of cavalier in his approach to stuff because he doesn't care. Like he just wants to get justice. He wants to do what he feels is right. And I love that about him. So I love stepping into those scenes where, it's always fun to do stunt scenes where you're kicking ass, but those really take it out of you, not going to lie. So sometimes it is nice to just do a scene where it's like you're just emotionally connecting with the person across from you, especially somebody like Nick and somebody like Johan, who are just ultra talented actors. Being able to kind of take what they give me, bare my heart in a way that I don't get to a lot of the time on film. I think that's my favorite thing is he bears his heart. And so that scene is going to be incredible. And yeah, probably my biggest joy playing the Red Hood is those types of scenes.
Yeah, and I've said this countless times before, but my thought process when writing this series was write a really good story about complex characters that happen to be superheroes. So I love that, specifically in episode 4. you get to see all those dynamics, and it's just like it's heavy because like if you put yourself in their shoes, which is kind of like obviously superheroes, but it's like, man, that's a crazy, traumatic, confusing situation to be in. So
Yeah, I'm always gonna defend Jason Todd. So you could have made him like a serial killer, and I'd have been like, valid, like.
Yeah, he does kind of go on a bit of a killing spree in episode
I
2. Yeah,
episode
Yeah,
3,
I
you
was
might
right there next to him
borderline
when he
could call him.
I
yeah.
was right next to him when he was running the Iceberg Lounge, like when he was the Prince of Gotham, when he was it was a full out crime lord. I was like, hey, yeah, you know what? He's doing his thing.
It's like he's hurting right now, okay?
Like
You know?
he's in a bad place. All right,
Yeah.
like give him a break.
Don't judge him when he's at his worst. Yeah, I think particularly that scene, because we in a really fun way we get to tell the story because you get to see his origin in episode 1, and then you get to see kind of everything that happens from there en route to him trying to collect his vengeance. But there are going to be a couple times whenever we get to go back a little bit and see kind of like tie in some extra things that add extra layers to everything we've seen. So really excited for that. And the scene that Johan and I did that was highly emotional, that one was really fun. So super excited. I think this character is just a great character, and I'm glad I get to play him, and hopefully we do him justice.
I saw. I don't know if.
And
Wait.
it's really sweet, and I think you guys need
What's
to
up?
hear it.
What is it?
You can tell that they love these characters and actually care about them, which is shockingly rare, which is what I've been saying the whole time. Correct. That's why we love
I mean, the
They
whole
did their
reason we
homework.
started it was David and I like landed on Red Hood and we're like, dude, what a great character. Why do so many interpretations suck, and why is there not more good ones? And that's
fans.
what started us doing this. I saw another comment say, are you going to give him the sword? I don't know if you've watched the series yet, but there's definitely sword action, if that's what you're referring to. He starts with just a sword.
Are you referring to the All Blades? I'm assuming they meant the All Blades.
They might be in the All Blades. So not in season 1. That's what we'll say.
Stop. Okay. What?
Yeah, season 1 is basically the end of the last episode of season 1 is when you really see him come into his own as the Red Hood. Like so far it's been Jason, and like he's put on the Red Hood. He's got the mask, but it's not. Well, you will see the helmet in it. We have it in the promo. So not really a spoiler, but eventually he gets the full thing, and whenever he steps into that, it's that's kind of the complete set for season 1. And then season 2, we have a very psychologically driven story that might require him to battle some demons that might lead him to the All Blades.
So, okay. So we have just confirmed there's a season 2.
Yeah, if fans want it,
If we want, we can do like 100 seasons, and we will still be sitting there like eating it up.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
want-
Logos in the
yes,
bio.
we're starving out here. Yes.
As long as we have the funding to do it, we have, trust me, no shortage of directions to take things.
Wonderful.
We have
Everyone hear that? They need the fucking funding. If we want to keep this going, guys,
we've
let's
talked
go.
Flash spinoff things, little references to everything, Arrow related things. Like
Yeah,
there's
very
no
very
shortage.
cool stuff. Yeah, please, I'll give you all my money. I have 20 cents. Hey, we'll take it. Thank you. Yeah, it's wait, make the helmet a perk. It is. The helmet is a perk.
It is a perk.
Yeah. So for one of them, I believe I'm right, Noah.
I haven't posted that since. I did it one time. I might bring it back for another round of funding, but right now I've got too many other costumes to worry about to try and print for this round.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I was saying, listen, I'm working to do a little a little red arrow action at some point. You know, we got to get some ginger representation in there.
Yeah, we'll have. So, we haven't really discussed it a lot, but season two is going to feature a lot more of the characters that you guys are asking for in chat. Um, a lot really good friendships that you haven't seen before on screen in live action.
Stop.
Um, we
Don't
do
do that.
have when is the you know what we were talking about with Colton,
Uh-huh.
the guy that read when is that? Is
So
that going to be season two or is that going to be
here's the thing. If things allowed, I would love to build out the resurrection verse. I don't know.
Call it that.
I would
Prince-
love to absolutely. Obviously, this is core story and stuff like that. But you know, kind of how CW did a vibe of doing just like one-off
Universe?
little like even 30-minute one-time deals with things like characters like Wally West or Roy Harper, like things relevant that we could tie in, but just like those kind of like extra characters. We've got people's. If we were able to do that, we already have people for those things. It's just a matter of like if we can, we will type
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, we have plans. Well, to echo everything that he just said, let's preface my statement with that. We have plans for Roy. We have plans for Wally. We have plans for other members of Batman's Rogues Gallery. Oh my gosh! So I'm really looking forward to completing this season because the end of season one is going to be epic. I mean, all of season one is going to be epic, but I'm such a huge fan. I don't think it's a spoiler to say you're going to see the Joker again. Like if you've watched the first two episodes, you know that's where it's headed.
That we're low budget. Literally about the reason we've got such a high budget for things, which high budget. The reason we've had the budget we have is the vast majority is going to be poured into the final episode.
Yeah.
Pretty much every relevant character that you see, you will see in the final episode. And
Yeah, what's
so
good, Alex? Good to see Alex on here. He played one of our
Alex-
goons in episode 2.
Alex Harris is
my
the
guy.
poor guy who got interrogated and shot and stabbed.
He said, "You're not going to leave me like this, are you?" Oh shit, sorry.
Yeah,
He's so good. I love Alex.
yeah, we have big plans for the final episode. I will say too, so this round of funding and this round of filming is putting us. All I'll say is, after this, this round of filming, we will be totally done filming through episode 4. I would say about halfway through episode 5. So we will essentially have an episode and a half left after this filming block. And so we're going to be, over halfway. It's unfortunate that the other half of the episode we won't be able to film in this round because we'll be sitting on half of it. I mean, that's how it is right now. I'm already sitting on the half of episode 4 and the opening scene of episode 3. So I've been so eager to do this next round of filming. But yeah, we'll just have half of episode 5 and then episode 6, which originally was episode 6 and 7, but it's going to be one big episode for the finale.
It's going to be, I think the final episode is it's over an hour. It might be almost feature film length.
It's gonna be long. Yeah. So another one of the perks is it's to take home like a version of the series, so you'll get the episodes.
That's it.
Yeah.
I have it, and I need it.
Physical copy. So yeah, you'll get um, the physical copy with the episodes, but also exclusively a supercut, remastered, blended in, and that will be essentially a feature film of this story. So that certainly on track for episode lengths and stuff like that will be closer to 2 hours overall.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be good. But yeah, so I wanted all that to preface what I was gonna say. So super excited for the final episode because it all roads lead back to the Joker, right? And I'm such a huge fan of Jackson, like actually like a super fan of Jackson. There were several moments in filming of episode one when I like, and I'm a professional actor. I do this, but like I broke so many times just like, wow, he's so good, So I'm so excited to get back on set with him. And it's gonna be great. But then we're the guy that we have for the main villain in season two, hoping and praying that we're able to make it there. He's also spectacular, and I can't wait for you guys to see him. So we've been so lucky with our cast. Our villain catalog is incredible. Obviously Nightwing and Tim also incredible. So it's coming along. It's just like honestly a matter of time and funding. So
Yeah.
if you guys are able to contribute in any way, awesome. If that's just sharing, liking, spamming all of these things, can they get I think we've talked about it, right, Noah, on live.
About
They said, can
about
we get a hint? I think they're talking about the villain for season two.
oh
I can't remember if we did, so I didn't want to spoil anything.
I don't believe you have.
Okay.
lean into Arkham Knight. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Um,
Is there any
yeah.
potential for a Batgirl? If you watch episode one, we make a reference to Batgirl.
mhm.
We'll expand upon that later.
Yeah, so Batgirl's time was before the current events. So uh, my lovely wife, who was our Talia, asked and said, way to support. Oh my gosh, I lost it. Us challenging part of creating the series aside from a low budget. It's an indirect thing, but low budget means small crew.
Yes.
Artist challenge, which she knows because I'm constantly, every day working on a million little things for the project. She like comes home and I've got like 10 more things on the kitchen table. She's like, and now I'm making a cast for this mask so I can do it in silicone and stuff, like just random stuff.
Yeah, this is Noah, our writer, director, producer, head of art department, stunt coordinator. You fill in the blanks. Like casting director, like just everything.
My head and pull it off somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. I know somebody asked earlier again, who all in the Bat family is going to be featured in season one. We're going to have obviously Jason, Nightwing, and Tim, and then we do get to see one more member of the Bat family, but I want to save that one for later.
Yeah. Listen, I grew up doing theater. That was, a part of the whole reason I got into filming was I would make small little silly short films with my other theater friends. That's how I fell in love with creating stuff. So
See any of those?
what's that?
Are we gonna see any of those?
Never. It's funny, actually, very similar. So the same basement that we filmed the like torture stuff in episode one. I was in a film class in high school, and for our final project for that, we had to create a short film, and it's really funny actually. The exterior that you're going to see for one of the scenes in Amusement Mile is we filmed the outside for the first part, and then the basement that we like went into, and it was supposed to be all one place, was filmed in the same spot that we did the Joker torture stuff. So I also filmed like a torture-y thing in that same spot, which is so funny. It's just like, oh, deja vu.
I mean, like, I think that could be a perk. That would really get people to the Indiegogo site, you know.
Yeah, to see
Like
Noah's
special,
old work.
yeah, just like little immediately no.
Or, like I mean, all the stuff I acted, I was like much younger. I actually worked on a Western short film not too long ago in which I did act in a little bit, but it's just harder because I like to do the other side way more. And it's also, it feels so weird. It's interesting because like having acted, obviously I haven't screen acted. It was all theatrical. So it's like weird for me directing professional actors. It's so weird because it's like, I mean, it's not like I don't know what I'm doing, but also like I trust your judgment, but also I have my own vision kind of situation on like how I would act it, if that makes sense. But it's just so weird. And I think I've gotten better at it as we filmed more and more, but it's like so weird because they do it professionally. I don't do films professionally, but I've worked on like, I shot an actual like featured short that's going up to go on film festivals and stuff. And I was hired to do that. So starting to get more experience in the actual like filming world, but it's still been small crews and stuff. So I'm like, I kind of feel like I'm like an imposter a little bit when we.
Well, you're definitely not an imposter.
I know. I was like, you see everyone in the comment section, right? The stuff that you were filming that we're here about. So
Yeah.
I think you're good. I think you're fine.
That's one of the things that has been a pleasant thing for me to see as well is, you know, kind of Noah's growth in that department of like feeling confident and stepping in and giving direction in certain times. Because I feel like a lot in the first episode, there were a couple times when I could see it, like should I say something? And then like you would, but then like in episode 2, it was like, all right, he's like, first of all, I think a big part of it was we had to just get shit done because we were on such a tight window. And I was like, okay, we're not bullshitting. We're just gonna like if we need something done, I'm gonna tell this person we got to move this thing, we got to get here, do this differently, which I enjoy seeing because you know for me as an actor. A large part of what I do is dependent upon everyone else. You know, everything I do is dependent upon everyone else. If the sound sucks, it doesn't matter how good of a performance I give. If the lighting sucks, it doesn't matter how good of a performance I give. If something looks weird and it's distracting to the audience, I can give a 10 out of 10 performance, but that's not going to matter. So having a good director at the helm that can make those decisions and tell you whenever you look goofy or whenever you're not getting everything you need out of a scene is ideal. So like one of my favorite memories with a director, this guy Carl Wyantz, who I worked with last year on a movie that comes out this year. You know, he's always super uplifting, but there was one scene where the guy who was playing my dad, I couldn't quite figure out how to get in this scene. Super emotional, and he pulled me aside. He goes, David, you're an incredible actor. You've killed it so far, but right now you need to kick it into gear because he's acting circles around you. And I was like, oh, like that's what I needed to hear. So like as an actor, it's good sometimes to get a swift kick in the ass to knock you into gear. So it's good to see that from Noah as well whenever we need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's also really hard too because like it's so great that we have that all of our principal actors are so good because we don't have rehearsal time. We show up, we're on such a small time frame that it's like we film a couple takes. If there's small direction, it happens mid take. I'll be like, all right, let's wind it back really quick. Something like that. We just kind of go. This time we're going to do a little bit more because this is like, I mean, the bulk of what we're filming is like heavy scenes. Like all the Batcave stuff is like heavy. So we're going to this time do a little bit more like, not chemistry reads because obviously we have that sorted out, but like making sure we've got that dialed in ahead of time, because they're just such important scenes, and stuff like that. So a little bit more planning and stuff like that in that regard. But yeah, it's interesting. It's very non-traditional, but it's fun. It's like it's the craziest little windows of time, but it's like it goes so fast. It's so much fun. It's
You
great.
guys make it look so great. Like that's the crazy thing about it. And I've said this before. It's like it surpasses. And I've seen comment section is like, yeah, it passes the CW with everything because it does, and it looks better than most CW shows. And I can say that because I'm not in the industry. They can't do anything to me. But it's nice to see because some of the shows that were created, like they started out great, and then took a swift decline fast. And it kind of breaks a lot of fans' hearts. And it's like, oh, they had something. Okay, well, you dropped the ball, and the ball is now flat. So
Yeah.
seeing this, like a fan series that looks better, like they don't have any excuse. Like, what the fuck? What are you doing? You have no excuse.
Well,
Because
good news
you
for
guys
everyone. I promise you, each episode only gets better. So
That's true.
it's
Yeah,
like it's like that. It's intended to be like just an incline. It's like oh my gosh, shit just hit the fan, and then it's like, oh snap, here we are.
Yeah.
I want to hit one of these quick before I circle back to this conversation.
Yeah, there are a
Artist
couple
shot.
comments in there.
Artist shot, resurrection scene. I don't know who all knows this or whatever. We shot that on at a hot tub on the side of a cliff. For the shot of his back, it was like literally hot tub, small little concrete pad, 40-foot drop, and I'm wiggled back there
Yeah, leaning backwards, no less.
camera and just like filming. Very sketchy. That was definitely the hardest shot, like physically and like nerves wise, because it was like the fog machine that we also had was like kind of not working. So it was like it would go and then we would have to wait like 5 minutes for some reason until it would go again, and we had to time that with him coming out of the water, which it all worked out. I absolutely love the way those shots look. It's so fire. But it was like so sketchy. Another favorite shot, actually, which this was the first take, and it was like, can't get better than that. The shot in episode 2, after one of the goons comes in with the clipboard, and the other one's obviously dead. Red Hood got him earlier. And he's like, I was told to bring this list to you. And he holds the clipboard up. It just perfectly was framed and timed that, when he held it up, it was kind of unintentional. I had intended for David to just kind of emerge, but the way the clipboard blocks him and then he brings it down and Red Hood's just there in the background. So cool. So cool. I was so glad that worked out.
That wasn't intentional.
It wasn't entirely intentional. No, I mean, I wanted some like cool reveal, but I was not expecting it to work out that well on.
Yeah, because I messed up the timing, and then whenever I remember him going, "Dude, that was awesome." I was like, "What happened? It look good?" And then it was like, "No, come out at the same time you did this time. We'll do it again." I was like, "Okay." And then whenever you see it, it's like some like Jason Voorhees type stuff, just like not there. Yeah, it was incredible. I will. Somebody asked, "What's your favorite Easter egg?" There's a lot of them in there. So
What? There's so many. You have a favorite?
Do I have a favorite?
Yeah. Or I guess, Maddie, do you have a favorite as somebody that's picked up on them? Maddie is on the wall, by the way. She is. She's the.
Oh, that's really sweet. That was really sweet. No, I don't, because I can't pick one. It's impossible. If I had to, probably the first episode and Jackson's alluding to the specific line from Under the Red Hood that just sticks in your mind. I think it's the lung comment where he's like wheezing. It's either that one or I really can't think. I can't name all of them, which is
There's so many. And there's, I mean,
I'm
I
starting
wrote
to
in
monologue
so
now.
much, and then Jackson was just like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this," and
Oh.
I didn't even catch the references until after the fact. It's like
Yeah.
he's just like he brought his A game. He literally like played through all the games like the week before. Then he watched Under the Red Hood right before. The night before we filmed, him and I watched A Killing Joke to like really set the mood and stuff like that because those events happen right before our like timeline essentially like so I was like all right this is your headspace, you're a freak. So
Yeah.
go into it and it's like he was just like on
Yeah.
it on it.
Yeah, there were like whenever he says he calls me lamb chop, that's a reference to the games. The video camera that cut from him torturing me, he goes, "You see bats?" Like cuts to the camera. Like that was first of all beautiful, but second of all a great reference to the games. Obviously our Easter egg for Maddie, as Poison Ivy. We got all kinds of amazing stuff. I don't know. I think maybe the video camera cut might have been my favorite, just because of how artistic it is and how good it came out.
Yeah. It's
Somebody
like,
said we need to do like a Easter egg breakdown.
I know maybe I'll go live one time and like break down all the stuff but
I think
yeah,
somebody
it was so fun seeing the scenes side by side and just you see bats, the kid ain't yours anymore. He's mine, mine, mine. It's like actually almost identical to Arkham Knight. Like it's so good. The only difference is that in that specific line in the game, I'm pretty sure Jason is tied to the wheelchair and not hanging for that specific line. But I mean, both of them, we hit both to where he's, strapped down and tied up like that because I wanted to hit all that stuff to be like, guys, this is the reference.
Yeah.
You would have to be very new to not get, but
Somebody asked, "Are we going to see Poison Ivy again?" I mean, that depends on our budget, and if we
we're
can
telling
get
no shortage. If we get the
Yeah.
money to fly Maddie out, it's great.
don't.
Yeah.
I would do it for free. I'm not even joking. If you called me tomorrow, I would take off of work and be like, "It's an
let's
emergency."
go.
God.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
That would be so fun. Even just as like a small cameo. Roar.
Funny if I just like looked up from a newspaper and then just that was it. That was the entire thing. Like someone runs by, she goes like this, and that's that. That's all it was.
Yeah.
Not reference. Yeah, I like my biggest thought process is I want this to be very grounded. And so it's like I try to keep the like suspension to a minimum, like, and so I'm like I want to make things practical and like make sense, which I guess so many people miss the fact that the Path mask is the League mask. I guess like that was like a thing a lot of people miss, but yeah, when it's there, I like put the can of spray paint just in the background to be like, this is why it's red now, just like subliminal. Which you'll see the red spray paint again for the later.
After you see Jason in a suit.
Yeah, which I guess a lot of people, we've posted a ton of promos and nobody's really made the connections as to why yet, or at least nobody said anything. So I guess they'll be surprised.
So T28, yes. You see Tim at the end of episode 2, and then a lot from then on. We just announced our Nightwing casting. Nightwing's going to be in there, so yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Gonna go Pharaoh when you see the full suit. Me too.
Wait, there were like so many little comments. Your piece of media to reference. My personal favorite to like incorporate is the games because I just grew up playing them. When I upgraded from the Wii to an Xbox, my first game I got on the Xbox was Arkham Asylum. So I just have played the heck out of those games. And so the fact that I can create something and reference the games I devoted too much of my life to, it's so fun.
Oh, another Easter egg on that note. The goons, like the goon conversations.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
freaking bed. Like, love those. It's just like
yeah.
like makes those scenes so much better. Absolutely love those. And then whenever my buddy Christian, he has the line. He says the only thing that's cold is what's up the penguin's ass. You know, like we have those lines that are on there that are just amazing. Um, the great writing by Noah. So yeah, we got all kinds of stuff, and I think the biggest thing for us was like trying to make sure that we show the fans our appreciation for them, and the best way we can do that is to pull from material that they know and love, and reference that while also not distracting from the story, but which can be a tough balance. But he's navigated it well.
Yeah, a lot of the background when like Red Hood first appears and stuff, I was like, okay, we need voices because we didn't get like lines and stuff on the day of and stuff. So a lot of those were literally join the Discord because you get asked to be voice actors in the series. When I'm
Yeah.
like, help. So yeah, all most of those, if you're not seeing somebody talk, it was just voiceover lines for the goons.
How does one get in the Discord server? Because I forgot I had to do that.
Is it in
Uh,
the link
it's
tree?
in the bio and on the link tree. Yeah. Um,
Well, I just
yeah.
use my eyes essentially. Nice.
Nightwing is going to be great. The suit is going to be so sick. It's like my first print failed, but um, like you can see, here's what was successful so far.
I haven't even seen this. Oh, okay.
So far, this is fresh off the print, so not painted or anything. But for this round, hearing back from the actors, we needed something flexible as opposed to just a regular 3D. So this is like a flexible filament, so their costumes and stuff are like actually movable. So this is Nightwing's shoulder pad. This is, you can see where it failed here, but this is half of the
Oh,
chest.
the emblem.
So
Yeah.
big
Oh
spoiler.
yeah.
But no, I drafted up what the whole suit will look like, and Nick's gonna look so sick in the suit. I'm so excited.
Can I eat it?
I'm very excited. I've been working on some. I think there was a comment earlier that asked the hardest thing to edit, which is going to be moving forward. Episode 3 has a lot more, specifically, I guess, the opening scene just has a lot more special effects, which is really fun. There's some like hologram and stuff, so that's
Which
going to
looks sick, by the way. I was kind of like I was worried about that because like again, Noah, like he said earlier, this like editing film and things like that's not what he typically does, like this kind of stuff. And yet he's a genius. Like whenever you sent that clip of the hologram, dude, it looks so good. I'm so excited for you guys to see it because the CGI is actually like I mean, you guys talk about the CW. Just whatever your opinions are on the CW and us, same thing with the CGI.
So the hardest part right now is I've got that the hologram we see from different angles and stuff. So there's an over the shoulder one where we've got Tim with this hologram situation happening, which David hasn't seen yet either. Which it's great because the hologram's whatever out of focus. We're focused on Tim, then we switch here. The hologram's in focus. And Tim interacts with it. He's talking to Nightwing, like, hey, enhance the audio, yada, yada, yada. We've got the security camera footage, and then he goes and, like, zooms in and stuff to interact with it. which looks awesome. It's taking forever for that one film because it's base layer, special effects, layer all the stuff. Then I have to go in and track and mask out his fingers, and he's got these gloves on, so there's a million little. So for his little 3 seconds of this, I have to go frame by frame and mask out the hand. So the 20 frames that I've done it for so far look sick.
It's gonna be great. I'm super stoked. Maddie, any thoughts?
I'm like in shock a little bit. But like I was when you hopped on my live today and then just dropped everything on me without any warning. So I'm still recovering from that. And then you guys are just going into more on that. So like I'm gonna need about 5 to 10 business days, then I'll come back to you.
So I saw Maddie was live earlier, and I popped in and brought up that we've got episodes 3 and 4 coming out this summer, which I didn't realize we hadn't officially announced. But here we are. But then when I told her that you and I we were considering dropping them on back-to-back weeks, if we're able to, people are pretty excited about that as well.
Yeah, I almost threw up.
I wish we could do consecutive for all the remaining episodes, but
Yes.
it's like, all right, tune in next Friday to see what happens next. And then tune in 5 months when we finish the next episode.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's the goal. We're going to be filming in April, I'm pretty confident. And then episode 4 will be a really quick, easy turnaround. Because half of it's already ready to go. Episode 3 is going to take a little longer, depending on. I don't know. It's just going to take longer because there's, let's see, 4 separate major fight scenes in episode 3.
Yeah.
So
episode 3 is outside of the finale, by far the most high octane episode that we have, and even then it might be like neck and neck with the finale. It's just not as long, but it's going to be the longest one that we've done so far. I think it'll be longer than episodes 1 and 2.
yeah, here I'll wait, can I flip my camera on here? I don't know.
While you do that, somebody asked earlier what was the hardest part about filming, or something along those lines. Oh, that looks sick.
So this is, the small frames I've added, but you can see, yeah. So I have to go in because this is obviously what it looks like before I mask it out, and then crazy, but yeah. I'm really excited to be implementing more superhero.
Holy hologram, Batman. That's awesome. Yeah, somebody asked what the hardest part about filming was. I think for you, it's all the weird positions that you have to get in to film certain things, because we don't have like dollies and rigs like a lot of places have. A lot of like bigger film companies will have.
Actually, I'll interject quick. I have footage after the first night of filming our last batch. We had done, a ton of just the warehouse stuff, which it's a warehouse, like a working warehouse. We filmed on the weekend, and so it's just like dirty in there. So I was like wearing shorts, and I looked, and just like my legs were like black from all the dirt and grime from like being on the floor and this stuff. My shirt was just caked. But I have a footage because I'm always like filming or like laying on the ground or some random thing. My back is just toast by the end of it. I have a video of me laying face down on the couch that night at like 1 or whatever. And they had a massage gun and were massaging me while I'm just like covered in dirt. Things get crazy.
Oh yeah.
You both put your bodies on the line for this.
Yes. Got to sacrifice for the craft. James asked, will there be a Jason Tim Titans Tower meeting? No, they meet in a different way that I think everyone will like. But I know everyone will like. Whenever they first encounter each other, you're gonna love it. But yeah, yeah, we got some cool stuff. As far as like the most difficult thing for me, it's just got to be like so far the because I do like for a shirtless scene, I do the dehydration protocol, and because the third day was because the first day was mostly just like choreography, getting in town, all that stuff. Second day was like basically all of the warehouse stuff, or a big chunk of the warehouse stuff. Third day was the shirtless scene, and then more warehouse stuff. So day two sucked for me. Day two completely dehydrated. It was summertime, I think, right? And we're just like in this warehouse sweating. I have no water in my system already. I'm like sitting here just like I want to die. And then doing stunts. So that was the most difficult, but I also think it was the most rewarding because the scene, like that big fight scene that we put together. First of all, getting to do it with people that I love and I just enjoy spending time with to begin with is fun. But second of all, seeing how all those pieces came together, like the crowbar raise and the big fight scene with Josh, him throwing me on the big guy, throwing me onto the truck, like how all that stuff or the van, how all that stuff came together was just fantastic. So probably the hardest thing for me was that day. But rice cakes and crackers, yes.
Yeah, another comment which is kind of directly related to this. You were talking about how it's like we did so much. Because we operate on such a low budget and we try and do as much as quick as we can. It's long days, and no, it's never in sequence. So block one, it's very subtle. A lot of people miss it. But in the first episode, the very first thing we filmed is the last little section of the torture stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And David had been growing out his hair, so it was long.
It was long.
We filmed that to show the passing of time. And then after that first block, David literally went, got his hair cut. We came back because we had to like switch stuff up anyways because he, dumps the gasoline on him. So it's like wet clothes, all the stuff we had to kind of figure things out to do as much. So episode one, all of the Joker stuff was shot on the same day. So we did all the torture stuff, and then that night we filmed the fight scene. And then for episode two, we shot it all in 2 days. So we started filming like 1 o'clock or something, and then went to like 11 the first night, and then the second day we started at like 8:30 and wrapped at like 2 a.m. And so the first day, it was really interesting. It was done flawlessly, so you can't tell, but the warehouse stuff, the only scenes that were filmed at night were the scenes that you can see outside.
Yeah.
Everything else was filmed during the day with the garage shut, and then I just avoided showing the garage door. So like the scene with the 2 goons where you can see that the garage is open and he walks outside to take a piss, all that stuff where this goon walks across, all that was filmed at night. So we had done a ton of the fight stuff before and then meshed it to look like it was all happening in sequence. But that was like 8 hours apart. So
Rachel, never doing the buzz cut, ever. You're welcome. Sorry, go on.
it can be kind of confusing to be like, okay, did we get everything? Because it's kind of hard when you're worrying about a million things and everything's done out of order, but it's done most optimally. So like for this one, current plan to look like is day 1 will be some Batcave stuff, and then 2 of the big fights. Day 2 will be more Batcave. Then we have to travel, and then some more scenes, and then it's going to be, it's like all over the place. So nothing's in sequence, but yeah, you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to get there. Obviously, budget allowing, try to get there a day or two early as well. That way we can go over some choreography. Because honestly, so should we tell them now? Maybe not all of the. Okay, so you're gonna see. Should we tell them who they see fight? Maybe not tell them which fights happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so in episode 3, you get to see all 3 Robins fight at different points in time. So Jason, Tim, and Nightwing Jason, Tim, and Dick all have a fight. Jason has multiple fights. But so one of the things that's been really interesting for me is developing or trying my best to develop different fighting styles for each of them. So with Jason, he's brutal. He's not afraid to kill people, obviously, and is trying to get the job done as quickly as possible, but he's not afraid to splatter blood on the wall. So it's a lot of wrestling and Krav Maga stuff. And then with Nightwing, he's very flashy, uses a lot of kicks, obviously has his escrimas, but he's going to be mostly escrimas and then flashy kicks and flips and things like that. So a lot of Taekwondo and, all that. And then with Tim, we're going to have the iconic bow staff, of course. So super excited for that. And then he's going to kind of mix in a variety of styles, mostly karate-based things. So he's fine about making a mess. That's crazy, James. But you're not wrong, though. But yeah, so that's been interesting for me, is kind of putting together the early phases in my head of okay, we have a really big one-shot sequence where Jason is fighting a lot of people that we're going to knock down.
This doesn't spoil a ton, but Daredevil hallway fight scene, if you don't know, look it up.
Yeah.
We'll see something very similar in episode 3.
Yes.
Oh, my good grader. Okay, I'm
Yes.
going to just stop real quick. I'm gonna hop off because I'm a teacher tomorrow for kids. So I got to hop off and actually get some sleep because they're 1st and 3rd graders. So
Yeah.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
have to be awake for that. But thank you for
Glad we could have you on here.
Yeah.
thank you for inviting me. Of course, I will definitely join. I know. I'm sorry. I will join the Discord server right now so I don't forget. I said someone yell at me. But yeah, good luck, guys.
Thank
keep
you.
it going.
Yeah. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
being on here, Maddie. It's always good to see you.
Really quick before we jump back into that, I'm going to answer a Tangerine question. Take Home the Series is a physical copy, so you will get a disc with all the episodes and a specific edited for that supercut.
Also, I think we're going to have some bloopers in there as well. Fairly positive. So there'll be it'll be cool. It'll be definitely worth it.
For sure.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as it's been really interesting for me, mapping out in my head sort of how that big sequence is going to go, how the big main fights are going to go, how those styles are going to clash with one another. So there's a lot that goes into it that I think I'm really excited to put the pieces together on, which is I want to get there a little bit early. That way we know we can figure out the space and stuff. But yeah, it's exciting. And I think you guys are going to love every episode more than the last,
Yeah. Follow-up question about that. That will be sent after the series is completed. But there's also a digital download perk that is separate but also included in that. And I've got the first 2 episodes queued up, so I'm going to be sending that to the people who have purchased it. But so if you buy the take home, in the meantime, you will get a specific gallery version of the episodes where you can download that and view it. It's its own. It's separate from YouTube, and it's an actual Red Hood Resurrection gallery thing with the episodes and special content and stuff like that all in one place. So yeah, if you buy the Take Home the Series, you get that as well.
Yeah, a lot of really cool stuff. So if you guys, yeah, we will have like a DVD. That's one of the perks. But then also, like Noah was saying, a digital version of that. Um, James, if you go to the link in the bio, that's a link tree. You'll be able to see like all the different places you can watch the series, as well as like where you can contribute as well. It's our Indiegogo
Yeah.
campaign.
Yeah, and there's a ton of sick perks. I'm so excited to. I've been working on getting some references of the comic that we're doing. So I'm going to be working on storyboarding episodes as they come in, specifically for the comic. So it's going to be fun too because the story is going to be slightly changed in the sense to like condense or like rework things so it's like more comic style rather than
Yeah.
the narrative. So it's going to be super fun. I'm excited to work on that. I've got a couple different people helping do the art for that, so it's gonna be super sick. Where is it shipped to?
To you.
It gives you the option to ship, and all of our shipping is worldwide for I think everything.
Yeah.
So
Hardest character to write so far.
um, honestly, probably Nightwing, because he's more. It's very interesting for the circumstances of our story, um, because obviously, as we've mentioned in episode 2, Bruce is away. So Nightwing is currently, which also that's another Easter egg with Flash being gone and stuff. Anyways, Bruce is away, so Nightwing has stepped into that role. He's typically in Bloodhaven, so his like relationship with Tim as he's kind of wiggled his way into the Bat Fam. There's already kind of like a weird environment there, but still like Big Brother energy. And so that's all happening. And then throwing the return of Jason in the midst while Dick is just trying to internalize it all and not like alert Batman and like cause chaos. He's like a lot of internal emotions, a lot of like, trying to find the fine line of hopeful Nightwing and then like grieving, traumatized, confused Nightwing.
Yeah.
So interesting. It's been very challenging to like not overdo it in any way. To not harm the character, but also be realistic with response.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that I didn't write Nightwing, he did. But I can definitely echo that like even whenever we were talking about the structure of the story early on, it was always like, okay, the most difficult piece to fit into this puzzle is Nightwing, but he's also one of the most important, because it's like Nightwing represents something that and has been presented in a particular way that a lot of people expect. And in this one, he's going to be portrayed in a lot of different ways, a lot of depth, So, yeah, totally echo that. I think he's going to be one of the characters that people I think latch on to super early. But of course, I'm always partial to Jason, but
Yeah. I mean, like truthfully, like I made an effort to write
1 second.
All these characters well. Like I wanted to write them interestingly and not like I didn't want anything to be cheesy. So it's very, very much gonna be one of my favorite things in writing. And I've been binging Suits, and the part I love most about that is every episode I form different emotions towards each character. And I love that, and I've tried to capture that so much in this, in the sense of it's like, oh, I'm siding with Tim right now because Jason's being a dick. and then it's like, no, wait, Jason's got a point. Who does Tim think he is? So I really worked on that and like trying to make it like realistic in the sense of like everybody's confused, nobody's definite on what they're feeling because it's all so overwhelming. So it's like super fun. I love to do that. So had the opportunity to work with the streaming service. Unfortunately, because of copyright laws and stuff like that, the only way they could do that is if they hired us, if DC hired us to help work on a project, which would be incredible, but that would be the only way we could do anything like that.
David, can we get a picture to make you bold? I have an Instagram. I'm sure you can probably find a picture on there that might work.
Unfortunately, we haven't had DC slide into our feed yet. I'm so serious when I say episode 3 is it's such a fan service, but also so incredible and so much action, so much small glimpses of deep character relations that I think episode 1 and 2 have been great, super fun. I've loved the traction. I think once episode 3 is released, it's gonna be we're gonna just get so much more traction because Nightwing's in there and everybody loves Nightwing. But
yeah, I mean, have you seen the engagement on those Nightwing posts?
Yeah.
People love Nightwing. Yeah,
6,000 followers in the last few days. So
yeah. By the way, James said, please, I'm so excited for it. It's months away. So, you know, we will be, like we said, filming this in April, getting out by the summer. But if things, we're going to be releasing more content for you guys to see between now and then to get you ready for the episodes. You know, there's a lot of really cool stuff that we have that we've kind of been waiting for our Nightwing to be cast in order to be able to put things out. So you guys will see something very soon that will hopefully hold you off a little bit. But yeah, don't worry. We're going to take care of you guys. And, you know, I obviously appreciate all the love about like, you know, wanting DC to give it over to us because, you know, that's, whenever we first started this, that's something that obviously we talked about. Like, well, the ultimate thing would be like DC's like, yo, y'all want to keep doing this thing?
Like, bro,
so if that happens,
give us a several $1 million budget.
Yes, just do the same thing with way more money and freedom and a bigger crew. But you know, at the end of the day, like, yes, that would be fantastic. I hope that happens. One of the things that I have said ad nauseum when talking on stream is like, if I could choose outside of this, obviously getting picked up by some big streaming service, if I could choose one thing from this, it's that the other people in this, particularly people like Noah and Jackson, that are just so great at what they're doing for this series, get looks for, you know, other projects from this work, you know, because we really do have a great cast of people and, you know, we really do have, you know, a great director at the helm. And I'm excited for you guys to see everything, how it comes together, because I've worked on a lot of projects and a lot of ones with really good budgets. And this one has, you know, really blown me away with how lucky that we've been to have such a great team. So if we get picked up, amazing. If we don't, we're going to keep putting out content as long as we possibly can, and you know, keep doing these characters justice as well as we can. So
yeah. Also, T28, I know you're seeming to be eager for a lot of stuff. Seriously, if you have a Discord, join, because there is, as I work on things, I post. I mean, not to give too much away, but I post like updates on things I'm working on and stuff. So I'm on there a lot, talking about the series and answering questions. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, do we have any final questions, guys? Because I think
any last questions to ask us? Yeah, let us know so we can wind down and, you know, get ready to sleep for another day of prepping for our next round of
said final. Yeah, it's been an hour and a half. And my lady just got home, so I gotta go spend time with her. And I know his wife is gonna be wanting his attention here pretty soon.
Yeah. The artist is moi for the comic. I try to be on when I can. It's I've got a lot between my business, my other job, and then working on the project. I stay busy. Next episode will be releasing here in, let's see, what is it? Like 2.5-ish months, 3 months.
Yeah, so hold on, guys. We're gonna get there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, David, I would love to know, what does it feel like to see like all this content of you?
It's cool. I mean, so whenever I first started acting, first started acting professionally. It was like in the COVID shutdowns, and so it was weirdly kind of a good time for me because I lived in Branson, Missouri, and everything had shifted to, yes, we do watch the edits. Everything shifted to uh, self tape, right? So basically all first rounds of auditions are you film in your house, right? And you send in your tape. I see myself on camera a lot, but typically it's with a blue background. Um, but yeah, I'm not. I know a lot of actors don't like watching their work. I enjoy watching mine both for like critiquing it, trying to be a better actor, but also just enjoying like all the work that went into it. Particularly with this one, a ton of work has went into this, like an enormous amount, and it's been a multi-year journey. Um, so yeah, I enjoy seeing the edits. I enjoy seeing the episodes when they come out because it's kind of validation for all the work that we put in along the way. Some of the edits I've seen are interesting, but they're always fun to see. So
We do, and if you want to see them, just check the reposts. I pretty much repost any content that's made about us.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, it keeps.
Hey, Johan in the
We got
chat.
Tim Drake in the comments.
He said hee hee.
We'll have to get him on here on our next live for sure. But yeah, just wanted to say thank you to everybody that tuned in. This was so much fun. I could talk about the series for ever and ever.
I mean,
Um,
if Johan's here, if you want to pull an extra 10,
we'll
I'm fine.
pull it for a few minutes if
Okay.
we've got our boy over here.
The man, the myth, the legend, Mr.
Mhm.
Johan Fitch.
Whoa,
Hey,
hey,
bro,
fresh out
bro,
the shower.
of course, fresh out the shower, looking handsome. Oh my gosh.
So funny.
I was literally showering and I was listening to some TikTok edits as I do. And then I'm like scrolling like and I hear it's like, hey, we're live right now. So
I love it. I love it. I'm excited. You guys will see a little promo with all the Bat fam here soon. Just promoting that.
My pants were just on is crazy, but awesome. Uh,
Crazy. Yeah. Johan's quick little clip has done quite the numbers on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
in the last
Hey, Johan,
day.
there's something going on with your mic, brother. Yeah, that's a little better.
Yeah,
What's
it's
up,
like
man?
almost anytime I post,
Okay,
things go crazy.
I love
that's
that.
okay. I'm gonna clean it.
Can y'all hear me a little better or no?
Yeah, it's better now for
Hey,
sure.
that's fine. Okay,
Okay,
love you.
I'm trying to figure out how to.
I thought I was muted. Sorry, guys.
What did y'all talk about?
We were just kind of breaking down what like our timeline is and stuff. We were kind of breaking in the dynamics. I guess really quick to get your input on stuff with what we will be filming in the near future without giving too much away. Do you have something that you're most looking forward to?
Yeah. I'm super excited to film my first scene with Night with Dick. I'm not gonna say what they are, but it's a little bit more emotional than what we put on screen so far. So I'm excited for that.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else? What else? What else?
Don't ask Johan about the suit. He's had some trauma with the mask.
My first scene with Dick is probably like my. Okay, wait, hold on. My first scene with Nightwing is I'm super excited for.
It's definitely not your first scene with Dick.
That's what my resume entails. But yeah. Honestly, my first scene with Nightwing. I'm not gonna say what it's about, but it is a little bit more emotional on that end. So that's what you think.
Yeah. Yeah, his masks, which I'm doing some editing work to hide the fact that it was struggling a little bit. It was made on a resin printer, so the quality was great, but rigid. And so it wouldn't adhere and like mold to his face. But that has been fixed now. I have several silicone masks that will mold and adhere. So because before he like couldn't move his eyebrows because every time he would like emote, it would just like fall.
Well, I know when you sent the silicone, I was super excited. I'm always someone who, once we're done filming, I think of new things or different outlooks or ways that the character would have seen. I'm always wanting to reshoot, and Noah's always like, no, dude, like, it's fine, we gotta know. I was like, sure, we can always redo it now with the silicone. Like, that's what I was thinking, but I already know. He'd be like, dude, we're fine, don't worry.
Yeah. I pulled up because I showed you the hologram and stuff earlier, but I pulled up. There was a different angle where I got it with a part where you like zoom in, and I've been editing that, and like it's taking forever because it's frame by frame. But I'll show you quick, and that way anybody who just tuned in can see it too. Just like the quick little thing, because dude, it looks so fire. And yeah, it's so sick. This is
Oh my gosh, dude.
Dude, it looks so good, doesn't it?
that's all there is so far. But
That's so sick. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
and then I think that's all there is right now. But yeah. How do I flip this back? Yeah, I'm excited for you all to see him in the suit. Looks fire. I'm excited for you to see. I will love his like reveal with the staff. Just gonna unclip from the belt, click the button, and so that's gonna be so baller. His entrance is gonna be so good. The entrances we even poke fun at in the dialogue, making expenses at the superhero entrance. So it's so funny.
Real quick. Oh, because I wasn't there when y'all were doing the Nightwing auditions. I had work and stuff. How was it? Was all good? Are you excited? What are some things that y'all can tell me about Nick, who's casted?
Yeah, I forgot we haven't gotten you up on this. So kind of the things we had filled you in for, just like obviously great actor, just didn't have the Nightwing flair that we were looking for. And David sent him home with some homework. And he pulled up, he watched like some Young Justice, all that stuff. And once he had like familiarized himself more with the character, he brought the like tone and stuff that was just missing from all those. So it's great. And so knowing that, same scenes you're excited for, I am so excited for.
Is that the one y'all did for the audition, or did you do other stuff? Was that one?
Yeah, we did 3 separate scenes. So we actually we did that scene, the emotional one, between Dick and Tim, and then we did Noah wrote up like a quick banter scene between Nightwing and Jason. And then we had one, or he tweaked one of them, and then wrote up one where it's more of like and then well we did the one where he gets really mad at Tim for like messing up everything essentially. And dude, like I'm telling, so Noah
I'll
and
send
I,
you the read. I recorded it. I'll send you
yeah,
it.
you'll like it. And dude, like the first read um, was rough because he didn't know anything about the characters. You know, you were there for that. Second read was sharper, but still not hitting what we needed. Sent him home with homework. Came back a week later, and like, dude, the voice was different. Like he captured the like. He didn't go all the way to it, but somewhere in between his voice and Jesse McCartney's for Young Justice. The mannerisms were different. The energy was higher, like all of it. So yeah, you're gonna like it. Super excited.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have audition tapes for everybody because a lot of the people is just like, bro, you've got the role.
Yeah,
And
like Johan did not have to read because, like, I mean, look at him.
no. But
Yeah.
I have Jackson's Joker audition, incredible. I'll definitely have to release that at some time. Yeah, just incredible. We've got somewhere the Black Mask one, and then I'll post Nick's at some point, the last one, or at least a segment of it. But yeah, just great. I am so excited for both Nick and Jacob, who's playing Black Mask. Like, episode 3 is about to. It's like you're getting smacked across the face with a crowbar. It's like it's hitting the ground or running now. So I am so excited. We kick it off with a beautiful man in a Robin suit, and it's so good.
Have we started funding already?
Yep.
Oh,
Funding got released today, so I haven't checked it. I've seen some stuff come in since we've started this live, but yeah, I'm super grateful to be able to continue and just keep making this bigger and better.
Yeah, we're fully funded for episodes 3 and 4. Everything else that's coming in right now is going to be to make our jobs easier while we're there, to pay for food, lodging, extras, stunt people if we can, and then whatever we don't use is obviously going into the future episodes. So fully funded for episodes 3 and 4. So those are definitely happening in April. But yeah, it's super exciting. I can't wait for us to all get on set for up until 4 is confirmed. Yeah. Episodes 3 and 4 definitely going to be finished in April. So
yeah, but we're filming 3 and 4 are funded, but we're like those are fully complete. But we're filming like half of episode 5 and like 2 scenes from the final episode. So it's gonna be awesome.
It's crazy because it's literally been every single episode.
Wait,
I can't hear you very well,
I
John.
can't hear you. Yeah, sorry.
All good. It's crazy because we've literally filmed every single episode a year apart, almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane.
So, but
It's
this
already going on for 2 years.
Yeah, I know that this and like this block and then the next block, once we release these, it's not going to be much longer before we're back filming. But for you, up until the big finale situation that you find yourself in, we'll be filming all of your scenes on this block for the rest of the series, minus the last episode finale.
Wow. Crazy.
So,
Uncle Hash Brown, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah. Oh, a little shout out of Johnny Storm too.
Oh, let's go. Thank you.
yeah, that should
I
have been
did.
you in the trailer, I'm telling you.
I didn't get it, but actually Noah filmed that.
Oh, really?
That was
Did you?
yeah.
Nice.
That was the first thing that Noah and I did together. I
No
think
way.
I think we did
Well, we
that.
filmed our OG Red Hood before that.
Yeah,
but
you're right.
that was, and Uncle Hash Brown is Noah, who was our boom op for that.
Oh, got you. Hell yeah. Okay. Cool. Uh, David is Johnny fan art. Let's go.
How'd you feel about the trailer? Fantastic Four trailer.
I thought it looked good.
Mm.
I'm excited to see it. I think it'll be good. I think there are some aspects about Johnny that I am like I don't know if I'm seeing them.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. But Joseph Quinn is a great actor. I have really high hopes for his interpretation of Johnny, and you know, I'm sure that they're going to capture everything well. Like, and I like the artistic choices they have. Like whenever he flies off that balcony and the flames interact with the camera,
Yeah.
genius. Love that. So yeah, I
Special
think those
effects look incredible.
yeah those little touches that we've seen I think are awesome. So I have really high hopes for it.
I agree with
Necesito
what
más tererud.
I agree with what
Yeah.
you're saying, where you don't really see the aspects of Johnny Storm that you were hoping he would capture. He seems a little bit more Peter Parker-ish
Yeah.
so far, rather than like the kind of like cocky, confident Johnny Storm that we're used to seeing at the moment.
Yeah. Well, and maybe we'll see that. You know what I mean? Like I think again he's a good actor, so I'm sure that he'll capture that. Or at least I believe that he will. So we'll see. But I'm happy that I'm getting to play Jason right now. I like Jason more than I like Johnny, anyways. So
Wow, what a change of pace!
oh yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's so awesome.
Well, any last comments or questions from anyone? Sorry, I know you got on at the tail end. We'll have to schedule something with you better because I definitely would love to dive more into your side of the story because David and I, can riff all day, but we've been doing this so many times. I feel like we say the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
No,
It's great.
Sorry for joining so late. I literally just got back from like work and showered, and I was like, oh shit, they're still on.
That's great. I don't know when we'll go live again. I'm working on some promos to release, so maybe after those drop, we'll go live again. But any dramatic scenes like scraping? What? Can you clarify about the
I
crow?
imagine James had commented something earlier about like flashbacks. So I think maybe that's what James is talking about. Like so far we don't have anything like that in stone, but maybe we might have like some like little flashback inserts that give us like because he's going to be thinking about the Joker torture at some point in time. Don't know if it'll be this season or next season, but yeah, we'll get something like that at some point in time. But yeah, it's been a good chat with you guys.
Always.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat. So glad that Johan got to hop in here. We'll schedule another live stream at some point in the near future. Join the Discord, everybody. If you can contribute, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much. And that doesn't just mean financially. That means liking, sharing, telling all your friends about it, playing it on loop in the background. Whatever you guys got to do. But thank you guys. Seriously.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to answer these last questions super quick. How many episodes? We've got 6 slated for this season. Writing PTSD. If you're meaning for Jason, we allude to it. Open to translate. Yes, for sure. The more people we can reach, the better. Yeah. Dana, I wish I could understand what that says. I'm a little too white, unfortunately.
I'm Hispanic and I still don't know what that means.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in so much. It's been great. Appreciate you all. Stay plugged in with us. We're happy to answer questions. And we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
love you guys.
Bye.
All right. Peace.